A beloved has asked the question about anger and being able to see the tip of the anger and the connection with desires and outcomes and what they want in the world. Anger is the temper tantrum. Anger is, I want it my way, and I want it thus. In the healing of love, there is truly surrender. Do you believe that the anger is coming from the body? It isn't. It expresses itself through the body, but it's coming from the mind. It's coming from the justification that you want it a different way. And in that moment, you're being called into a deeper surrender. Again, into the not knowing. The not knowing that brings the divine forgiveness. Again, the forgiveness that you have done nothing and that there is nothing missing. Allow the spirit of love to open that doorway, if it's most helpful, to see what the anger believes. Because there is a belief there. Yes, the belief is completely the belief of separation. The belief that I am alone and I am unworthy of love. But there may be beloveds from the past that you have an agreement with. And in that agreement, you are holding yourself in a continued battle that keeps exploding and keeps showing itself with everyone that you're with now. So these beloveds from the past have to be released. Who is it in your life that you have believed was wrong and that hurt you and that took something from you and that disappointed you and that abandoned you? This is where the anger comes from. The belief that your life would have been different if these beloveds would have treated you differently. This is erroneous. You came into this lifetime completely in the belief of separation. And every beloved that has been in your life has played out with you the belief of separation. Every one of them, whether they were your parents, or they were your brothers and sisters, or they were your teachers, or they were your boss, or they were your next door neighbor, it doesn't matter what role they played. The roles that they played were the agreements to play out again the belief of separation and to find your way home, to find your way into remembering. So it is essential to your healing, to your peace and your joy, that these beloveds be let go. Not let go as, I hate you and I'm never going to speak to you again, but brought into your heart and let go of the identities that you've given them. It is essential to let go, to surrender the beliefs of the mistaken identities that everyone has held. There's no way around this. You can't heal without them because the agreement is there and they are you. They're not separate from you. How can you step into the awareness of oneness and still believe that these beloveds are the roles that you've given them? It's not possible. And yet the divine alchemy is right there. The divine alchemy that offers, as you surrender what you think you knew about them, the roles that you've given them, the personalities that you've accepted, everything about them, every single time that you thought someone did something to you, bring it to love and let it go. The anger is because you're still believing in an unjust world and that you were the victim of it. You cannot be a victim. There is no victim in love. To accept this is to go against everything that you thought you knew. Because everyone who's walking in this world believes that they are a victim of it. It's almost impossible not to. If you believe you're separate, you believe that you're a victim of something, that something's been done to you. Why is it that this setup is in place? The reason that it's a setup is because if you thought that you did it to yourself, it would affirm the self-hatred that you have within. So it's important to have a hot potato and project it onto everything else. As long as you can pretend that you are the innocence of others' wrongdoings, you will feel better about yourself and be able to stay somehow in this world. But it's a long, hard battle to keep blaming everybody else and to keep being a victim of everyone else and everything else. You believe that if you let go of being a victim of this world, that you will disintegrate and that you will be hurt even more deeply. This, I promise you, has no truth. Yes, it's a leap of faith, but I am here having made that leap of faith in the seeming journey of letting go of the belief that I was damaged, the belief that the I was somehow incapable of being the divine. This is the divine leap of faith. There's no other way but to let go of your believing that you have something to defend, something to protect. The anger that comes is never justified. Anger has no justification. It doesn't matter whether it's directed at you or it's directed outside, it's the same thing. It's the belief that something is wrong, that something is out of your liking. Yeah, the ego will say, no, this is fearful. I'm in a lot of fear. That's not the same thing as anger. It's all the same. There is no difference between anger. There's no difference between irritation. There's no difference between anything that is not love. It's all the same. It's all the belief that you are separate from love. Imagine a world without anger. Imagine a world that has nothing but peace and joy and ease. This is heaven, and this is heaven on earth, and this is your choice. But it's an every moment choice. The habit, the addiction to being right, and the addiction to your emotional body is what is being called to surrender. The word addiction is strong. And you might want to run from that word. Say, no, I'm not addicted. I don't have addictions. Then call them habits, but they're the same thing. The habit that immediately when you don't like something or you don't agree, the emotional body raises itself and expresses itself is the addiction. Can you surrender the emotional body that is run by the mind into the hands of God? There is no fear, there is no hatred in love. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot be in service of your fear and your emotional body and listening to it and be saying at the same time, yes, I'm willing to love. You have to let one of them go. It's like being on the trapeze again. What you have to let go of is what you know. And what you know is the catalyst for your expressions of fear and anger. It isn't the truth of you. Can it be surrendered and be healed? Absolutely. Absolutely, there is no way that it can't be healed. Everything in this world can be healed. Everything.